This podcast is brought to you by the Arte Media Pantheon. Please head to artemedia.org to see all kinds of podcasts from our great friends. And if you'd like to start your own podcast, they can provide you with the tools and resources to do so there. So please head to artemedia.org. That's A-R-E-T-E media.org. Now, hello everybody. This is not the Spur of the Moment podcast. As you notice, we're not in costume. We're not live. That's because we are off this week, in which you are currently watching as we are camping somewhere.
Filler!
And you're watching filler. You're watching a bonus episode of just the news from this. Well, if you've been around, these come out when we go off break. These fill up the schedule while we're off. So we're gonna jump into some news. This is gonna be a short little video that you guys can enjoy until the podcast is back next week. And at the end of this, we'll talk about what's coming when we come back. But let's jump in, as we always do, right into the news. It's Justin and Jordan after hours. We're also both really tired because we're doing this on a work day, so it's gonna be extra sloppy. Starting off, Jordan. So there's all this news coming out about that Social Network 2, and the more and more news that come out about it, Jordan, the more it just doesn't. It sounds like a completely different movie, just a complete. So it's now gonna have
Social Network 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yes, apparently it's called the Social Network Part 2, even though they've recast Mark Zuckerberg. So now he's being played by a completely different actor. So, and it's not really about him.
Not a sequel then.
No, it's just a new movie that they've slapped the Social Network on, just to sell tickets, is what it seems like. I mean, not to say I'm not interested in this, because it's got Jeremy Allen White in it, apparently, who I like. I like Jeremy Allen White. I don't know anything that you know him from, unless you discreetly and secretly watch The Bear. No, you don't watch The Bear. Have you watched Shameless?
He's probably a fictional person who doesn't exist, it's all good.
He definitely very much exists.
No. I've never heard of him.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch this because I like Aaron Sorkin, and I like the first one. So I don't know that I'm gonna go watch this in theaters, but I'm definitely still gonna watch it at the very least. It does interest me a little bit. I'm just curious, so if they're recasting Mark Zuckerberg, is he gonna do a completely different? Yeah, it just doesn't sound like a sequel to the Social Network. It just sounds like they slapped the name on it for brand recognition.
You know why it doesn't sound like a sequel? Because it's not a sequel.
It's not a sequel. It's just a new movie with a sequel on it. So Jordan, we talk about this. We talk about this a lot. We talk about
Movies?
Doctor Who, and Billie Piper.
Okay.
She's recently reflected on her return to Doctor Who. She was asked whether or not she is in fact the 16th Doctor. And I don't think she is. Because, for a number of reasons that people have mentioned already, but usually when it's a new Doctor, they say it's like such and such as the Doctor. They did not do that with her. The BBC has not come out and said she's the Doctor. But what she said, when she spoke about it,
I think she's Schrodinger's doctor. She both is and isn't the Doctor, depending on crowd reaction and what the people want, and they'll go and they'll ultimately make the final decision and go in once the jury's out.
I think they already know, because so at Florida SuperCon 2025, when a fan asked what her reaction was when she learned she would return to the series, Piper made it clear that she had to be very careful about what she said, indicating that she did not want to spoil anything. She said, "This is such a minefield. I really have to engage with how I answer this. All I can say is I was approached very last minute," which is very not surprising at all. But I found it very emotional to film, and I think it's a really great ending. So I think whatever she's done, maybe they've already filmed. And there was that rumor that David Tennant was going to come back, so I think I stand by the theory that David Tennant will come back. They'll reunite her, or maybe she's not like the 12. Maybe she's Rose or something. But I think she's what's ever left of the 15th Doctor. I think she's some sort of, I don't think she's actually Rose. I think she's like the TARDIS, or she's like the spirit or the energy of the 15th Doctor, and I think she will remerge with David Tennant, and then that will form the 16th Doctor, and that will be done away with by generation.
I could see that.
Russell T
Because
Davies.
my generation has been messy right from the get-go, so I could see them wanting to find a way to do away with
Pretty
it.
much. Well, Russell T Davies has always said that he intends to explain it, or how it works, or what its relation is to regular regeneration. He's always said that he's going to pay that off. He's Russell T Davies. I have my doubts, but that would make sense. That would make sense because it's just so weird for him to leave David Tennant out there dangling.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was
And
never a
like
finality for
with
him and Rose, so it just kind
no,
of.
well, it's just yeah, like you have David Tennant's Doctor is just he has his own TARDIS, he's out there and he
Yeah.
could be helping, but he's just not for some reason,
The
and
rumor
like
was that he
it
was gonna.
just kind of synergistically makes sense to tie it all up with
Right.
Rose Tyler.
They said that, yeah, there was the rumor that she was going to come back, or that she was only here for one special, and he was only here for one special while they figured out who the new Doctor was, which I believe. So yeah,
Yeah, I
I
buy it.
get why people don't like that, but I'm not against it. I'm still not against it. I need to
I'm
see it,
not against it if it's not for too long.
right? I
Like
need to
if it's
see
like
it,
a if it's
but
a thing where it's like it overstays its welcome, then that's why I get irritated. But like I need to see it before I kind of make any judgments.
um.
Personally.
So the gentleman, oh, I'm gonna fuck up the pronunciation of this name, Eoin Gruffud. He's the guy who played Mr. Fantastic in the 2000s movies. Fun fact about those movies, we didn't really talk about it when we talked about Rise of the Silver Surfer, but they were supposed to make 3 of those. Like, they were contracted to make 3 of them, and then the third one, for one reason or another, got canceled, and then it resulted in the 2015 Fan Force stick. So the actor was asked why that was, and he said, um,
Because they were shit.
so the mindset that we were going to do 3, and I think the second one, yeah, the second one was equally as successful. Um,
I mean, retroactively looking back at them, they're
oh,
just not
see,
very good movies.
this is not. This is not a really an answer. He just sort of says he doesn't know why. It's just these things are out of his control, and they just happen.
I don't
My
know.
guess is
I don't know why these people would why they would think that he would hold those answers. He's not the guy who's making the movie. He's just
right.
in it.
No, I still like those movies. I mean, they're not. Are they the best Fantastic Four movies? No, but I think the second
Yeah,
one is probably the closest to being a
I appreciate them for what they were and the time that they come back, like where they come from. But I have a real hard time watching those movies nowadays.
I can still enjoy the first one. The first one. The second one is a bit
That's fair.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of elements to that where I'm like, well, if they had, you can't. That's, yeah, we talked about it before, but that second movie tried to have it both ways. Tried to do a pseudo realistic idea with Galactus being a cloud, but then for some reason Silver Surfer is still there. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Jordan, here's the question, Jordan. Are you expecting? We said this when we watched this movie, but Jordan, are you expecting Harrison Ford to ever come back to ever come back to Marvel? Ever.
I mean, I think his voice might be in Secret Wars when he's Red Hulk and he's just Red Hulk
Yeah, no, I'm not
and he
saying
just
Red Hulk. I'm saying
and
Harrison Ford.
he just voices the character in a booth for like 3 hours.
Not
But
even.
no, I don't think. Well, I'm like at most three
At
hours.
most.
No, I don't imagine we will ever see him as him ever
No, he
again.
will at best show up as Red Hulk in Secret Answer or Secret Wars.
And
Just
then ultimately when they reboot the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they'll recast.
Jordan. So let's play our classic game. We're gonna play the game. Here we go. Put the answer up on the board. Jordan, when asked about whether or not he would return to the MCU, what do you think Harrison Ford said? Remembering it's Harrison Ford.
If they ask me to, I will, but I could care less either way.
Look, I'm not gonna say that's not close because it's reasonably close, but you gave him way too much credit. He simply said nope, which I respect. I respect that. Um,
I mean, so I was basically right.
right? He said if
That's
he
the
was also asked if he was ever going to
that's the
retire, and he said
Harrison
no.
Ford. That's the Harrison Ford way of saying what I said
Pretty much, yeah. I'm sure at most, yeah, he will grace them with a
with his voice.
with his voice in a voice booth, and it'll reveal that yeah he can talk like a regular person now, and yeah they've scanned him. They don't need him anymore. Jordan, let's talk about
Justin,
Zootopia. Let's talk about Zootopia
that
2.
looks fun.
Jordan, the question that was plaguing me, and I saw a comment that I
Why
don't
are they
know if
so
they were.
racist towards snakes?
I don't know. No. The first question is, are Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps gonna do a kiss?
By the end of it,
Are they going
probably.
to do? Is it gonna get weird? And are they gonna do a kiss?
I think they'll do a kiss by the end of it. They'll realize that they secretly like each other after the joke being the entire movie. Because I mean they've already set this up in the trailer, but the joke the entire movie will be that they're partners, and then they need to work at being partners, and then like the meta joke is like partners like romantic partners, but obviously in the case of the movie, it's just gonna be like they're cop partners, and they're gonna keep making jokes about that, how they need to work on their dynamic and their relationship as partners, and then they'll hit the like the last like 10 minutes of the movie, and like Wilder, the fox, will be like, you know, Hops, you're not bad for a bunny. And
Like,
then like they'll end up like admitting that they like each other, and they'll get like a quick smooch.
there's no way they're not gonna wind up together. I don't know. Did you get that vibe from this trailer? Because I got that vibe from this trailer. This is gonna end in them being romantic.
I
It
mean
just feels like that.
the vibe that I got is what I said, where I think they're going to make fun of it and make poke fun at it for the entirety of the movie, ultimately for them to actually end up as a
Yeah,
couple.
that's what I'm saying though. But my question though is that trailer gives the vibe though that they're gonna end up romantic, right?
I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't at the end of the last one.
Right. Also, we talked about him before, but goddamn, that horse is sexy. Did you see the sexy horse? He is a sexy horse.
I don't remember him showing up in this version of
He
the
shows up
trailer.
very briefly
Uh,
in a background scene in one of the
man,
one of the moments in the trailer.
I must have
But
missed
he's a
that.
jacked horse. He's a sexy horse.
I like what's his name as the snake.
I
He looks
do.
like he looks like he's gonna be
I
fun.
did enjoy that they did manage to sneak in. Yeah, you already referenced it, but that racial commentary of like, oh, we're being racist towards snakes. There hasn't been a snake in
A
Zootopia,
snake
and
has never has snake hasn't come to Zootopia in like long time, and so like most of the people there have never seen a snake, I guess, so they're scared of him. And
I'm
even though he looks like he's a real chill dude.
right. Also, I'm yeah. It looks like the gag is like they get along perfectly fine, but everyone just expects them not to or something. Because the scene at the beginning of the trailer where they're in couples counseling and everyone else is like at each other's throats and they're just like I don't know, maybe there must be an element here or something that we're missing because it says they've only been partners for like a week, so this takes place pretty quickly after the first one, like almost immediately after the first one.
Or at least that part does. We like, you know, we don't know. There
Maybe,
might
yeah,
be
maybe it does a hard
might
flash forward
there
and
might be a flash forward or
they end up
something.
hating each other. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it looks fun. It looks fun.
No, I think it's going to be a thing where
My
people like
expectations are low. I'm
think
not gonna lie.
I think it's going to be a thing where people think they should be at each other's throat, because you notice like in the when they're in that partner therapy or whatever, the two that are always having odds, they're ones that make sense, so like elephant and mouse.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I think the idea is people are going to be seeing a fox and a bunny, and like natural predator kind of
They're
enemy
assuming they don't.
situation.
Yeah, that's what I
They're
think the gag
assuming they
is.
don't
Yeah,
get along.
I
I think that's going to be the joke.
and then they keep insisting that they get along, and then the big all is lost moment is they're gonna actually like seemingly break up. But the problem is like then it just feels like the first one again. So yeah,
I
I
don't
don't.
I don't think they're yeah I don't know. I don't think they're going to do the big all is lost like that in that same way from the
Yeah,
first
I don't
one.
know.
But I think
To be
it'll
fair,
be a
it's
thing
one
where
trailer. That's just the vibe I get.
like they end up realizing that the snake isn't so bad, or like one of the like Nick thinks the snake isn't so bad, and Judy Hopps doesn't, and that's where the
I'm gonna
tension is
guess
gonna
that
come.
the snake. They're gonna do it. Well, I don't know. It's again. The Zootopia is clever enough to do a subversion where you think that he's suspicious, and then he turns out he's just a chill dude at the end. I could see them doing a thing.
I mean, that's the vibe I got from it, is that
Um,
that's what they're gonna do. And I just, me knowing how movies work, I just suspect it's gonna be a thing because Nick Wilder was a criminal, so he's gonna be like, trust me, I know criminals, and this snake is not a criminal.
I think it'll
Whereas
probably be the
Judy,
other way around. I
whereas
think
Judy
she'll
is
trust him,
very,
and he'll be like, I know criminals, and he's definitely a criminal because that just makes sense.
I know. See, I think it's gonna be a like he trusts him and she doesn't because she's so straight
No,
laced.
because that's too much like the first one. That's where I'm like the subversion here for the sequel is he's the one who mistrusts, and she's the one who does trust, and she actually
I
gets
could
taken in.
I could see it being either way.
Yeah, yeah, just cliche. And then Jordan, I sent you a trailer for a movie I meant to talk about before, and I don't. I thought this trailer for this had already come out. Anyway, it's a movie called Fixed, which looks terrible. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. That
it
trailer,
really
that red band trailer I sent you was so censored. It was hard to get a gauge on exactly what it was.
I mean, I don't know if it was censored. I think some of the stuff that you see that was censored was the joke. I think that's intended to be like
No,
that.
because
Now
I've seen
that
an
being that being said, I don't get it. It just, it's really giving me I mean, I do get it, but like I don't find it funny, I guess is what I should say. It gives me real Ren and Stimpy vibes,
It
and
does, yeah.
as I get older, that's not, I don't,
No,
that humor is
the actual
not.
movie is uncensored because I've seen another trailer where it's they're saying fuck shit whatever. Yeah, it's and the only thing about it that intrigues me, and he really wanted to make this movie. Apparently, he's been trying to make it for like years, but
He who,
it's made by I'm gonna fuck up the pronunciation. Hopefully, it's here and I can at least. It's being made by Jendi Tartakovsky, who
never heard of him.
you have absolutely heard of Jendi Tartakovsky. Jendi Tartakovsky, he's the animation director. He created Dexter's Lab. He created Samurai Jack. He created
Oh, so this is a real departure from his normal stuff then.
he created Hotel Transylvania. He
So
created
this is a real departure from
um,
his normal stuff then.
not really, because he also did yes and no. He does like doing kind of slightly more. Yeah, here it is. Several iconic animated series, including Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, Primal, and Star Wars: Clone Wars. Um,
Yeah, so this is a real
well,
departure from his
not
normal
really.
stuff.
Primal is a bit more intense, a little bit, in the sense that it's an R-rated comedy, which he's never done R-rated comedies, but not in the sense that he has done adult-oriented animation before. But no, apparently he's wanted to make this for years. Apparently he's been trying to make it for years, and nobody went for it until Netflix. And I think it looks bad. I just
Yeah, I don't really have any. Maybe when we do that Netflix special, one
or
of us will have to watch it.
or when we go back to animation, we can watch more weird animated movies. That's definitely weird. Yeah, weird. Eddie Murphy, Jordan. Eddie Murphy be confirming. He be confirming some stuff. Um, he be confirming that they're currently making Shrek 5. They're recording
I
it.
Yeah, I thought we already knew that.
Yeah, well, he's confirmed that they're recording it currently, and he says there's some
Ah,
funny stuff. Apparently, him and Cameron Diaz and Michael Myers don't get to record together, and he sort of sees it as a sequence, so he doesn't really know what it is, but he says the stuff they have done is very funny, and he confirmed that I don't know if he's currently recording it or he's going in to record it soon, but for some reason they're doing a donkey movie, and my only response to that is
it's
that
too
feels
late.
really late. Like really late. Like they just seem to, but to be fair, those movies made crazy money. Like I think like every one of them was successful. I don't think a single one of them bombed. Regardless of their quality. And I don't hate any of them. And there isn't a single Shrek or Shrek adjacent movie I disliked. I really liked Puss in Boots, and I really, in particular, like the second Puss in Boots. So like, all
Is it?
right,
What do we know about this donkey? Is it like a prequel or like
I don't know. Um, Yeah, I honestly, nothing so far as far as I know. I'd be interested in I'd be interested in a prequel if they did that. Like they finally confirmed that fan theory that he used to be a boy,
Yeah,
he used to be
I would
human.
like
That'd be kind of fun.
like if he like yeah, he was one of the boys that from Pinocchio that turned into a donkey.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I mean, I like Puss in Boots, and they did an origin movie for Puss in Boots. So like, I'm not against an origin movie for Donkey, and I'm not against this movie creatively or conceptually. I could see why some people might be. My thing is like Shrek was, but one would argue Shrek is still popular. It's more popular than ever. The internet has made Shrek super popular. So
Yeah, I'm not inherently against it. I only am because as a character, I think
I don't.
Donkey is obnoxious.
He is
So
obnoxious, and he's a well. I mean, he gets less obnoxious. I find as those movies go on. I just
mm,
apparently, but I think I did see somewhere that it is gonna involve dragons. So, yeah, I don't. Maybe it'll connect to Shrek 5 somehow. Which like we never talked about the rumored plot of Shrek 5, which was like Shrek and Donkey go to the real world. At one point, that was a rumor that the
that
daughter
sounds
accidentally
awful.
no, here's the thing, right? The joke was that the rumor was that the daughter accidentally somehow enacts a spell that sends Shrek and Donkey, and I don't know if it's her as well, but at least Shrek and Donkey to the real world.
That sounds awful.
Everyone I saw said that sounds awful. I don't agree. I don't agree. I think that sounds. To be fair, I like a good the character comes to the real world story.
That
Like
just
those
sounds
are
like a
always fun
real
for me.
that just sounds like a real Smurf situation,
Yeah,
which
but I think
I don't need with my Shrek. No.
I'm only okay. Here's the deal. I don't need it like they come to the real world.
Or like a real SpongeBob situation. No.
No, but I
No,
like
I
that
don't
movie. That movie's good.
uh,
Um,
no.
that movie's really good though.
It's
The sponge
so
out of
played
water is
out.
that sponge out of water is really good. But
Sure, no, I liked it like in those movies, but no,
um,
I don't need it with Shrek.
well, here's the
No.
thing, right? They
No.
didn't the rumors didn't say whether or not it was like they come to the real world and it's live action. It just said that they come to the quote unquote real world. So like I'd be okay with an animated movie where they go to the real world and like you do a bunch of sort of cultural jokes about like how weirdly internet popular and meme culture and all that. That to me could be funny, where you make fun of like Shrek is love and
No.
you have Shrek get real weird out. Like that to me has potential to be good. I'm not strictly for they come to
No.
they come to the real world and Shrek interacts with live action people and he's a CGI character. No, I'm not really into that. But like I'm not against like he comes to a world like they get sent to a world kind of like that episode of Supernatural where they get sent to the world where like Shrek is a movie, like where it's like not necessarily our world, but it's a world where Shrek is a fictional character. Like that, I'm okay with because
Mm.
that could be well, yeah, because you could do a commentary on the nature of fairy tale
No,
creatures and pop culture, and there's like Shrek is a
I
heavily pop culture franchise, no matter what you do. So that's a
I
fun way to
mean,
do it.
yeah, no, that's great. No, I don't want that. I mean, call me basic. I want my Shrek 5 to be like Farquaad somehow survived, and him and Rumpelstiltskin and Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming team up, and it's an ultimate like mashup of
Oh,
like
that's
all
never
of the
gonna
other
happen.
ones. No, I know, but that's what I want
It's
Shrek 5 to be.
no, they were
I don't want it to be like Shrek goes to the real world and
Farquaad
sees
is
Mike Myers and makes fun of Shrek's life and Shrek. No, none of that. That sounds awful.
no, I completely disagree. I completely disagree. I think that sounds fun.
No,
Um,
no.
but to me, that sounds so much more infinite. You want to talk played out? To me, that sounds infinitely more interesting than what we're gonna get, which is Shrek is a bad dad. I mean, I like that too, but like Shrek is a bad dad is way more played out than Shrek gets to interact with the real world. To be fair, I'm alone in this. I'm fully
I,
alone in this. Every other person on the internet fucking hated it, but
I
I think that has such a clever way. That's such a clever that has the potential. To be fair, in
so
my head, it's way more clever than it would be.
I'm so I mean, if I'm being honest, and I know I'm the odd man out on this one. I don't want there to be a Shrek 5
Oh,
at
I completely
all.
disagree. I want Shrek. I want Shrek 5. To be fair, I want Shrek 5, and
I
I want it with the intent, and I want it with the emotion, and I want it in the art style and animation style of Puss in Boots.
I want Shrek to stay in the early 2000s where he
No, I
belongs.
know. See that this is where we're gonna disagree.
That's where I say I know I'm the odd man out
Um,
on that one, but it's
I
just
after I saw it, Puss in Boots, I was like, I want Shrek 5. I want it in this art style. I want it in this animation. I want to see Shrek like look really fluid and really emote. Like I to be fair, I liked how he looked in that teaser. I thought he looked
no, he looked weird. It
he
was
looked
the eyes.
fluid and smooth and like good looking. Like but
Yeah,
yeah,
he looked weird.
I know I'm in the minority of like every other person on the internet was like, I fucking hate the idea of Shrek goes to the real world, and I get it.
No,
It
yeah,
doesn't
I know.
really fit in with the reality of that
Yeah.
universe. It would in concept be, but I just think like that is such a pop culture heavy franchise, having him go to a world. Yeah, and I'm not saying like our world. Like, no, I think him coming to our world would be weird for Shrek? Yeah, it would be. But I think like he gets like similar to Shrek 4, where yeah, he gets put into a world that's out of his comfort zone. He gets sent to a world where yeah, where and to be fair, they sort of dealt with the nature of celebrity in the fourth one with him at the beginning of that movie being a celebrity at trying to take his kids to dinner. But yeah, I think it would be funny to do a commentary on like how Shrek became weird pop culturally. I think having it where he goes to a world where yeah, where I mean, you don't even have to do it where he goes to the real world, but like he goes to a world where he winds up in a not even another world, but he winds up in a situation where yeah, where he's famous and he has to deal, or he's famous and people treat him weird, or like
I
the
mean,
nature of his fame is weird.
it sounds like that's what they're gonna do, considering the teaser trailer was them looking at memes of Shrek.
Right. I think that's fun, but to be fair, I think the memes are funny.
So like
Uh,
I don't think it's gonna be like he comes to the real world thing, but I do very much think it's gonna be a thing where in that movie, Shrek will be on
yeah.
their equivalent of TikTok and it'll be him dealing with
Oh, I
that.
think if they do that, he goes to the real world. I think everyone drastically misunderstood it. I think if it is, it's not going to be like you said, SpongeBob straight out of water, where he comes
Or
to,
Smurfs.
or Smurfs, or oh surely there's Enchanted. Even though that's not really they come, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna be like the first 5 minutes are animated and then he steps through a portal. I mean I doubt it. That would be crazy expensive, and we would know because we would know. We would know because they would have announced live action actors to play characters, right? You would have to
Yeah.
cast live action actors to play characters. So like when they did the live action stuff for SpongeBob, they announced Antonio Banderas as a character, right? So like they
Mhm.
would have done that. I think at most it's yeah, it'll be like he steps through a portal and it's a world where Shrek is a famous movie character and it's meta, and then that'll give them the chance to do jokes about TikTok. Or far more likely, it's gonna be Shrek is a bad dad. It's gonna be Shrek is a bad dad. Like that's
I think
what
it'll
it's
be
gonna be.
I think it's gonna be see what would be interesting, two things. One, yes, I agree with you. It's probably going to be that because that's the most logical thing. I
And
think
obvious.
I think it's going to be Shrek is a bad dad, and so and his daughter is obsessed with whatever their world's version of TikTok. Daughter slash the other two twins because there's also two other kids.
I don't think they're gonna be it.
But no, I think it'll be a thing where, yeah, Shrek struggles to relate. Not even that he's like a bad dad, but just he struggles to
No, but
relate
I
to
mean
his
like
daughter.
Shrek is a shit. Yeah, the
I
trope.
know what you're
Shrek.
saying.
He's a shit dad movie. You know those '90s shit dad movies that we talked
But
about.
like
It's gonna be
yeah,
that.
I think it'll be a thing where it's like he struggles to relate to his daughter, whether that's you want to interpret that as him being a bad dad or whatever. But I think it'll be a thing where, yeah, he struggles to relate to her. She's on TikTok or whatever their version of social media is all the time. He joins it in an attempt to relate to her or connect with her, and whoopsie poopsie, he goes viral and it backfires. And she ends up disliking him more because he gets the fame that she's always wanted.
I don't think they're gonna retcon, but they're probably gonna do that thing where they're gonna be like ogres move out at a certain age, and it's gonna be a thing where the other two twins have moved out and she hasn't, and she's like an adult.
Yeah, I
gonna be
could
it's
see
gonna be like
that.
a thing where she's an adult living with her parents, and it's gonna be they're gonna
Because
crash
she's
event.
gonna like because the other two will have like taken more after Shrek and so they moved out and she's gonna take more after Fiona
Probably,
who's human like and so she's refusing to leave the nest. And
probably.
that's where the tension between her and Shrek might come from.
And then Eddie Murphy announced he's bringing a classic movie franchise.
Fiona, you don't understand. Ogre children don't stay here this long. It's weird. I don't know what to say to her.
Probably, yeah. Eddie Murphy joined is supposedly, well, not supposedly. He said he is going to bring back a famous franchise, and you are never gonna guess what that franchise is, Jordan.
Who is? Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy, famous franchise.
That
And I'll give you
that
one. I'll give you one hint. I'll give you one hint.
that he was in or that he likes.
Rebooting. He's rebooting a classic franchise. And I'll give you one hint. I'll give you one
Uh,
hint. Der
okay.
Burgers. Der Burgers. Hamburger.
Uh,
Hamburger.
I
No?
don't.
Pink Panther?
Oh,
Steve Martin?
okay.
Der Burgers.
I haven't watched that in years. I was never gonna
Yes,
get
he
that.
is going to play Inspector Clouseau.
All right. Okay. I
And
guess. Cool.
he was asked if
So wait, he's gonna do movies or a show?
movie. It sounds like it's going to be a movie.
I mean, all right.
Um,
I have no strong feelings about that.
he was asked if the character will remain French, and he said he will. He will. The character will be Haitian, and in Haiti they speak French.
Okay then.
I like those movies. I really quite. I might have to contrive a reason to watch it for the show because I quite like that first movie, with Steve Martin. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I remember enjoying those movies. I just
Beyonce's in
don't.
the first one for some reason, and I think she's a love interest to
I, I,
Clouseau.
I just don't remember the character well enough to know or to be able to remember if Eddie Murphy is the right person to
Yeah,
be that
yeah, he
character.
is. Yeah, I mean, it's a bumbling kind of. Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe find a reason to
Because
watch those movies
because
again.
like my thing with Eddie Murphy is he's just kind of always Eddie Murphy. He's never really anything but Eddie Murphy.
Well, he became that. I mean, there was a period in the '80s and '90s where he was capable of not being Eddie Murphy.
Sure,
Um,
but we're long past that. It's
no,
not the
now
90s
I
anymore.
mean, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to him
You
post
know, like how
recently.
Kevin Hart is just always Kevin Hart, or like The Rock is just always The Rock. Like there's certain actors who aren't acting, they're just themselves in every single thing they're in.
Huh.
And my current memory, like what I know of Eddie Murphy in recent years is he's kind of just fall into into that lazy habit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So, interesting. So that's enough.
So
That's enough Shrek and Eddie Murphy.
so like you say he's in this Pink Panther thing and I'm like I don't remember Pink Panther well enough to know if Eddie Murphy being the main character, just Eddie Murphying it up and being Eddie Murphy is a
It
problem.
doesn't sound like he's gonna be Eddie Murphying it up. That's a hard character to Eddie Murphy it up. Like when Steve Martin did it, he didn't really Steve Martin it up, and Steve Martin can Steve Martin something up. Um, so Jordan, did we talk about this on the show, or did we just talk about this just me and you? About the post credit scene for Fantastic Four.
I think we talked about it in our review.
No, but did we talk about how? Okay, spoilers for the post credit of Fantastic Four. Okay, spoilers, earmuffs. This is your time, earmuffs if you don't want to hear it. But okay, 3, 2, 1. That was your chance. At the end of Fantastic Four in the post credit, Doctor Doom is there, and we said there's no fucking way that that's Robert Downey Jr. It's clearly a stunt double because all he does is look over his shoulder and hold up the mask, and that's it.
And you don't see his face.
You don't see his face. But it came out that was Robert Downey Jr. Like that was Robert Downey Jr. in the
Yeah,
costume.
yeah, I believe we talked about that on the show.
Did we talk about it? I couldn't remember if we had talked. Well, what's her face? Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue Storm. She confirmed that was Robert Downey Jr. in the costume in case there was any doubt. And I'm guessing that scene Certainly what she says kind of seems to confirm that scene is a scene from Avengers Doomsday. Just like the one in at the end of Thunderbolts, because or at the very least they shot that when they were filming that, because she was asked whether or not he was the one in the post-credit scene, and she says that he's always on set. Apparently when he's on set they refer to him as the Godfather, and she confirmed that was indeed him in the Doctor Doom suit, and she said that he's never not been on set. He's always there. He's our leader. We call him our Godfather. He looked after us. It's such a joy working with the Russos and him, because so that tells me that scene they shot. So that's interesting to me, because the fact that they if he's in the costume and we didn't see his face. Oh yeah, maybe I did already say this, but that tells me that who he is, or the fact that he looks like what Doom looks like is going to be a mystery in that movie. That's what that indicates to me. And the fact that he looks like Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be a mystery.
Or at least it's intended to be.
Yeah, or it's gonna be a twist. Like I think because there was that rumor that he was gonna pretend to be Tony Stark. I think that, and then he'll be revealed to be Doctor Doom. I think Doctor Doom will show up in the mask and you won't see his face until like maybe midway through the movie. Like I don't think it'll be or I heard some people say that like there was another rumor that like him looking like Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. is a misdirect, and that it's just a disguise, and he'll drop the disguise towards the end of the movie, and he'll reveal what he actually looks like, and he won't look like Robert Downey Jr., and then he only looks like Robert Downey Jr. just for this movie, which like kind of makes sense.
I sure hope so.
But I thought that was interesting, because that post-credit scene's terrible. It's terrible. It's
one of the worst.
What's the point in having him in the suit, having him there if you're not gonna lie? But my guess is that the fact that he looks like Robert Downey Jr. is a mystery. It's not the worst, because like the pizza ball guy post credit scene with Bruce Campbell in Multiverse of Madness exists. Or like
I like that one. I think that one's funny.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I can't stand joke post credit scenes. And I get it. They're doing them now because they can't think of anything to put at the end, and people are conditioned to wait for them, so they feel they need to do something. But like, I like the Superman one or the cartoon at the end of this, but it's just like, my God, like I like to be rewarded with something with a bit more meat to it than a stupid cartoon. Like the stupid cartoon should have been a mid-credit scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say personally, I think they should be swapping them and have the important thing at the end. And
right,
but they realize that most people don't want to wait till the end.
No,
which is
people
why
aren't hanging around anymore. No, so they make them, Or in the case of Superman, the important thing that would have been the end credit scene 5 years ago is now just a random scene at the end of the movie for no reason, because he knows people aren't waiting for it. So James Gunn, he revealed when season 2 of Peacemaker takes place. Apparently, it takes place directly after Superman, which makes sense because in the trailer, you see that he's interviewing. He wants to join the Justice Gang. So my question is, because the trailer, apparently he confirmed, I don't know if we talked about, but he confirmed that the universe he's going to is not, it's a different universe. It's not like the DCEU one coming, it's like the DCU one going to a new separate universe. So it's not it's not what we thought it was, but that also might be a misdirect. So who knows? Next.
He does. He knows.
Only James Gunn knows. Next, Jordan. Oscar Isaac gives an update about Moon Knight's potential MCU return. And I know you're excited for that. Jordan, would you like to guess, first of all, whether it's a positive or negative update?
Positive.
That's correct. It is positive. Oscar Isaac was asked if we will see him. He says we'll see maybe one day, in terms of a status of a season 2, or in the movie we might see him, which just kind of tells me that he's probably going to cameo in one of the Avengers movies. Certainly Moon Knight probably will. I suspect there's a reason why that character is almost completely CGI. So I'm not a big 007 guy, Jordan. We've talked about this before. We've talked about James Bond, and I've just never gotten into it. But
They're coming out with a
They are.
game.
That game looks really fun, and
It,
it's made by the guys who make
Hitman.
Hitman, and it's apparently exactly like that. You can do missions however you want, which is
Well,
really
yeah,
cool. That's really
it,
sick,
it currently has my attention.
right? Um,
I'm
um,
always I'm always all about a game which has replayability.
that's interesting.
Replayability?
So Taron Egerton
That's a word.
was asked whether or not he would play Bond, and I pulled this article because it says the title of the article is um, James Bond: Taron Egerton has surprising response to the 007 rumors. And so I was like, oh, okay, the surprising response is going to be he's going to be 007. And no, what he said was, no, I don't think I'm a good choice for it. I think I'm too messy for that. I think I'm not. I really love James Bond, in particular Daniel Craig's tenure, but I think I wouldn't be good at it. And I think there's so many cool younger actors who would be great for it. That's interesting because like they
I think he'd be
typically
good.
I think he'd be a great James Bond, and they typically sort of cast him older. And I think he rides that line of just kind of being in that age range of. Like, I think Daniel Craig probably is a little too old for it, and I think they should do someone a bit younger for it. And he's really good in those Kingsman movies, but hey, one would argue that just because he's good in those Kingsman movies doesn't necessarily uh,
Mean that
mean
he would be good for this.
right. Exactly. Um,
You know who should be 007? You.
Me, I should be 007. I'm British and svelte. That's why I should be 007.
Chicken, not stirred.
Chicken, not stirred. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to James Bond again one day. So we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna get too much into this next thing.
No, Justin, you'll be the first 007 who comes from across the pond and you're Canadian.
Cause he's straight Canadian. Actually, no. Sorry, I lied. This is the last story. Um,
God God save the Queen.
final story. This has gone on way longer than I kind of thought it would. Anyway, we're not gonna get too much into this because I don't want to talk too much about. I don't want to do set photos and set leaks and rumors too much. We don't do rumors too much. We only do them here and there. But I don't like talking about set photos. I don't like talking about anything that doesn't come from a trailer. But some Spider-Man 4 set photos have started to leak, and there has been some kind of interesting stuff. One of the more interesting things is it appears that there's going to be a time jump, a 3-year time jump between the ending of the previous one and this one, indicating that he'll already be established as Spider-Man, as like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Maybe he'll have some rogues that are already established. But that would explain if they are gonna do that would be a way they could do a Sinister Six movie. I don't know. I don't know that I love that. We both know how much I hate character development happening off screen. So I don't know that I love a 3-year time jump. I get it. That way they can just be like Tom Holland is now in his 20s. Having Spider-Man be in his 20s, Tom Holland is young enough that he could just be in his 20s for maybe one more movie, so he doesn't have to be a high schooler anymore. I appreciate that.
It
Um,
also means that he's a more competent Spider-Man who is able to they can at that point they don't have to have the he's a whiny teenager Peter Parker outside of the suit, and they can have more he's just a competent Spider-Man in the
yeah,
suit.
exactly. To me, the blueprint for a good Spider-Man movie is the Spider-Man games. Just condense it down to 2 hours. Take those games, condense it down to 2 hours. Boom, done, easy.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. Again, I don't. My concern with a 3-year time jump is we're gonna walk into it, and um, it's gonna be hey, you have to read XYZ comic to understand the context of this moment, or he's gonna have an already established relationship with characters, and I'm gonna be like, this means nothing because I didn't see the establishment of this. Like those Tom Holland, it reeks of what those Tom Holland movies where they fail, which is that they don't feel connected as a franchise. So like from the second one to the first one, he's been snapped away and disappeared. Like that's 5 years have passed, however many years have passed in between that first one and the second one, because he's been snapped for 5 years, but he acts like no time has passed. And like I'm concerned that's what this is gonna be. The 3-year time jump just feels like a vehicle for them to lazily just include his villains without having to do any of the legwork for them, which I'm not a fan of. But we'll see. I am genuinely excited for that movie. Like I am. I think I'm probably. I mean, I was pretty excited for No Way Home. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that it's directed by the guy who did Shang-Chi, it appears it's going to be real ground level, no multiverse stuff. It's going to be just Spider-Man stopping crimes and fighting bank robbers again. Like I'm kind of down for this. But yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it. That's it, Jordan.
I am also excited for it.
But
I just
nervous.
enjoy spy. I just well, let's so I just always enjoy Spider-Man stuff. Like even the worst Spider-Man movie, I had a good time with.
Yep,
So like
it's like anyone's. It's like that
it's
age old saying Spider-Man movies for me are like sex and pizza. There's just not really. It's really hard to fuck up those things.
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to not have me have a good time with
Like it's
it.
really hard. I've never been in a scenario where I've not at least kind of enjoyed. Even the worst pizza is kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of enjoyable. So like yeah, I even at their worst, as long as he puts on the suit and punches the guy by the end of it,
You know, there's always at least some part of the pizza that you're gonna enjoy no matter what.
right? Like I could pick
Um,
off the
I
pineapple.
I
Is what I'm
I
saying.
always enjoy the crust, the sauce, and the cheese, which is
Right?
the base layer of the Spider-Man, like
Right?
all the toppings of like who he's fighting or what bad guys are there or what other heroes
Largely
he like.
irrelevant to me.
I
Yeah.
can pick through those and still enjoy the base. He's still
Which is
Spider-Man in
meat,
a
which is
suit.
like sauce, cheese, and crust. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm completely the same way. That's it, Jordan. That's the news.
to to use a really labored and basic metaphor.
Right. Jordan, you didn't do that.
Da 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 da.
That was a half-hearted. You don't get the full news song because this isn't a full episode. This is just a bonus video that you're watching on Sunday when the podcast would normally go up because we're on break. But we will be back next week. We will be back next week with Anime 4. We will be back with anime. It's probably just going to be me and Jordan this time. But we will be here for it. We will be here for anime. Very excited about that. We're going to be talking about, I think, probably some Digimon, Naruto, Dragon Ball, all kinds of anime. I'm going to try to see if I can find Escaflowne, the Escaflowne movie. And then the week after that, it's going to be Tokusatsu. I'm going to tag him when we do get to it, but we've had a very enthusiastic commenter request all kinds of Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. So that's coming. We're going to be doing that in 2 weeks. Very excited about that. I'm already working on my series. Jordan, are we ready? Are we ready to announce for this bonus video? Are we ready to announce what our series are?
Do you think the audience can handle
I,
that?
I don't know that they can handle it. My main series. We're gonna tackle a bunch of series. We're gonna get some Die Ranger. We're gonna get some old school Kamen Rider in there, I think. But my main series is I will be tackling Kamen Rider Fies. I'm about 10 episodes in. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm really excited to talk about that in 2 weeks. So over the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be working on that along with my
I,
anime.
I think the one that I have is called Wizards.
Yes, yeah, Kamen Rider Wizard.
Wizards. Yeah, Kamen Rider Wizards. I haven't even started it yet.
Wizard singular.
Wizard?
Wizard.
Okay.
There's
I'm
more than
probably
one wizard, but his name is Wizard singular.
I'm gonna be watching some of that this weekend, and they'll try and get a jump start on that.
Yeah, I wanted to get 20 into it. I just don't think I'm going to get 20 into it, but I'm at least 10 into it. So, I got 50 to get through. So that's coming in 2 weeks. We will be back. Very excited.
The Spur Brothers will return for season 17.
Spur of the Moment podcast will return for season 5, I think is what we're on already. Wow, that's crazy. And in next season, eventually our 100th episode is coming. leave suggestions in the comments for what you think we should do for our 100th episode, where we're throwing ideas around. In the meantime, if you
Be
want to
there,
see
or don't.
or
I
don't,
can't stop you.
I
I'm
can't
not in charge of your destiny.
I
You
can't control you.
you hold the reins of your own
But
life.
if you
But
subscribe, when we get to 300 subscribers, we're gonna eat hot sauce. Jordan's gonna eat like a
uh,
little bit, like a little tiny bit on a cracker, and I'm gonna eat a whole bunch.
cracker, or maybe dino chicken nuggets.
Perhaps a dino chicken nugget. Who's to say? Who's to
Nug
say? But
nugs.
that's coming at 300 subscribers. We're at 225, 226 as of today. Thank you to the 2 people who subscribed today. Very excited for that. But in the meantime, we have to do the end card. In the meantime, if you would like to see the oh no, I guess we should do the plugs. Jordan, where can people find you?
I on most Mondays I do Minecraft Monday. Twitch is Zethgore187. Don't ask for the tour; it will take you a while.
You can find.
I
Oh,
also
sorry.
do I also do this podcast on the weekends.
Usually,
Usually,
not when we're not off.
when I'm not off, but that's me.
You can find me on TikTok. I'm at Justin Spurr. The show I put all the clips from the show on TikTok. Spur of the Moment P. You can follow us over there. Nobody follows us over there, but you are welcome to. You can email the show at It's Justin's Business if you want us to sponsor stuff. That's cool. If you want us to talk about a thing, we could talk about a thing. Or if you just want to say hi, you can email me there. You can join the Discord. I have the link for that. You can join the Patreon. If you want to be on the show, let me know. You can always come on the show. But if you're unsure about what you want to do, we have a handy dandy Google form you can fill out. That's pretty cool. If you want to see our season finale, what we did before this, you can click the box on the left. That's going to take you to our Marvel season finale, which was like 5 hours long. That's crazy. Or if you just want to see a random video, you click the box on the left. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Jordan, how many videos do we put out a week? How many videos?
We put out a video every day.
Every
So
single day, there's a new video. 6 days, there's a slightly longer form video. Sunday mornings, 11 a.m., there's the podcast. There are shorts that are coming out every day. There's a plethora of content. You have no reason not to hit subscribe. There's all kinds of stuff. Recently, we talked about Howard the Duck. I had to censor out duck boobs. It was a thing. It was a whole thing.
duck boobs. Woo!
But you can new videos every single day. Like this video. That helps us out a ton. I think that's it. I think that's all this stuff. We will be back next week. We will be live once again. Spur of the Moment podcast. Check it out. We'll see you all next time. Have a good day, everybody.